Hey, how's it going? This is Allan from mindvisionmedia.net, and this tutorial is going to be about the responsive theme from CyberChimps. And what we're going to be dealing with today are the Home Widgets. I'm going to move my screen down a little bit here so that we can work with that. If you watch my tutorial on the responsive theme basics, then you're pretty much up to speed on all the simple stuff on the home page. And now we're going to deal with the home page widgets, and so I'll be jumping back and forth between two screens, and we're going to go from appearance to widgets. Alrighty, and I'm on the widget page in the dashboard inside of the responsive theme version 1949, and I'm also using version 3.8.1 on WordPress. If you have not updated, I suggest you do so. And let's see, on the widget page you'll see all the different widgets that you have, and over here to the right you see Home Widget 1, Home Widget 2, and Home Widget 3. And that corresponds to these widgets right here. Home Widget 1, Home Widget 2, and Home Widget 3. And I'm going to move the screen down just a little bit. So basically what we want to do is edit those. And currently there's nothing inside of these widgets. They are empty. And what is showing up in those widgets is default text. Just dummy text that comes with the installation of the responsive theme. So if you don't put anything inside these widgets, this is what shows up. And I'll demonstrate that by basically dragging one of the available widgets here. You have what's called available widgets, and there's several to choose from. You have all different types. I'm going to drag a text widget into Home Widget 1. I'm going to give it a title, and I'm going to grab some dummy text that I just happen to have. Just going to copy some of that and paste some of that in there. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now if I go back to the website and refresh, widget 1 now has text 1, the title I gave it, and it has that dummy text inside of it. And the other two widgets have the default dummy text in there because I have not put anything in those widgets. So let's go back and do the same thing for Home Widget 2 and 3. So Home Widget 2 has nothing in it. Let's drag over text widget. Give this one a title of text 2, and I'll go ahead and paste some of that text in there. Take a little bit of it out. Go ahead and save that. We'll jump back over to the website and refresh. And now text widget 2 has some text in it. Okay, and so on and so forth. So we could do that for text widget 3 as well. But let's do this. I have a plugin installed called Black Studio Tiny MCE. I'm going to drag one of those into Home Widget 3. And now look, I have all the options I have in a page or post editor. And that's because I'm using a Black Studio Tiny MCE widget. I recommend installing that plugin, and when you drag it into your widgets, you'll have all of these different options right here. So we'll go ahead and call this text 3, and I'll just go ahead and let's see, we'll just put something in there. Go ahead and put an image. and some text. And we'll save that. And close that. So now Home Widget 3 has a different type of widget inside of it. And Home Widget 3 now has text 3, and it has the image and the text that I put in. So that's how you can edit the home widgets. Now let's say you want to do something different. Let's go ahead and get rid of this and delete that. Home Widget 1, I also have a plugin called Shortcodes Ultimate. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drag one of those into Home Widget 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and select a shortcode. And let's see, why don't we put a dummy image? And we can select the category, people. Alright, go ahead and save that. We'll close that, we'll jump back over. And now Home Widget 1 has a dummy image. So you can put images, whatever you want in these widgets basically. And with the Black Studio Tiny MCE widget, you can put pretty much anything you want in there, even video, like I have on my website. Now another thing I want to show you is, let's say you want to have multiple widgets inside of a home widget. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of this. Now we're going to drag, let's see, not one, but two. You could drag as many as you want of these widgets, available widgets, inside of your widgets and your sidebars. Okay, so you can stack them. I'm going to show you what that's all about. Basically, I'm going to do a table. I'm going to give it one row, one column. I'm going to go to a background color of, let's just say, yellow. We'll apply that. Go ahead and insert that. Go ahead and save that. Close that. Let's go to this one. Let's put in a table. And again, this is because I'm using a Black Studio Tiny MCE widget. I have these options to put in a table. That's why you want to install this plugin. And let's make this one blue. And we'll just insert that. This is just for demonstration. And let's see. We'll go ahead and go back to the site and refresh. Now there are two widgets inside of the Home Widget 2, if you can see that. Okay, and we can go even further with this, and you'll see what I mean in just a minute once we get through doing some more modification here. Let's go to Home Widget 3 and let's click on that. Let's click on Edit, and let's align it left so the text wraps around it. We'll go ahead and update that. Save that so it looks a little better. Go ahead and refresh that. Now the text wraps around there. Okay, so now we've got different types of stuff going on here. We'll go ahead and get rid of some of that text in there. Okay, looks a little better. Basically, I want to show you what's going on with how many widgets you can have inside of these. Let's save that. Let's put another text widget in Home Widget 2. So I've got 3 widgets in there so far. Okay, close that. Got Shortcodes Ultimate inside of this one. I've got a picture in there. Let me add some text as well. Go ahead and save that. Now go back to the page, refresh. Now there's all kinds of stuff going on here. I've got a picture with some nice text with a title. I've got 2 colored widgets in there. I've got a widget with just some text. I got another widget with text and a picture with the text wrapped around it. I've got another widget under that with just text. You can just keep stacking and adding widgets inside of your home widgets is what I'm trying to get at, basically. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get rid of Shortcodes Ultimate. We'll go ahead and get rid of all of these. I'm just dragging them out. Grab them and drag them out. Okay. Now the home widgets have nothing in them. We'll go back, refresh, and now they're back to their default state, which is how they come with the responsive theme, with just some dummy text in there until you add something into the widgets. Alright, now another interesting widget that you probably are not familiar with is the Colophon widget. This is area 10, and the sidebar Colophon widget is a 100% width footer widget, basically. And you can do the same thing. You can drag a text widget in there. Okay. And go ahead and save that. And the Colophon widget shows up underneath the home widgets. Okay. See that down here. That's the Colophon widget. It's underneath the home widgets. Again, you can stack as many home widgets as you want. You can put whatever you want inside these home widgets, but the Colophon widget goes beneath that, and you can do the same thing in that as well. So we'll go back here. We've got a text widget inside the Colophon widget. Let's go ahead and get rid of that text widget. I'll delete that. And we'll drag a Black Studio tiny MCE widget in there. We'll add a picture. We'll go ahead and edit that image, align it left. We'll go ahead and put some text in there. Save that. Close that, and we'll jump back over to the site, refresh, and now inside the Colophon widget we have an image and some text. Okay, and the same applies to the Colophon widget. You can have as many widgets inside the Colophon widget that you would like. Let's see. Let's do a row, and I've already got some text in there, and we'll go ahead and insert that shortcode into the Colophon widget using the Shortcodes Ultimate plugin, again, which I highly recommend. And let's jump over to the site and refresh, and there you see we have 3 columns of text using the row shortcode in Shortcodes Ultimate. So many things you can do with the Colophon widget and the Home Widgets. Let's see, once again, we have so far in the Colophon widget we have a Shortcodes Ultimate. Let's put a text widget in there. Just put some text. Save that. Let's drag a black studio in there. And put an image in there. We'll align that image left so that the text wraps around it. Go ahead and paste some text in there. Save that. Close that. So now inside the Colophon widget, I got a Black Studio Tiny MCE widget. I got a text widget. I got a Shortcodes Ultimate widget, all inside that Colophon widget. And let's refresh the home page. And there you go. I got the Black Studio widget inside there. I got a text widget inside there, and I got the Shortcodes Ultimate widget inside there. So this is how you expand your website. Take use of the flexibility and the expandability of the widget area in WordPress, in specific with the responsive theme. Once again, you can stack as many widgets as you would like. And let's see what else we can do here. Let's go ahead and for widget 2, let's do this. Let's go ahead and put a table like we did. Go ahead and do a background color. Let's just make it blue. We'll insert that. Save that. Close that. And let's put another one in there. And just keep on stacking. Put another table in there. Okay, and now go back to the page and refresh. In widget 2 we made 2 tables and we gave them background colors, different background colors. Now if you watch my tutorial on editing WordPress with Firefox and you're familiar with the tools Firebug and FireFTP, you can inspect and edit your website quickly and easily using these tools. I suggest you watch those tutorials on my channel, editing WordPress with Firefox 1 and 2. I'm going to inspect that element and here it is listed in the Firebug panel, and there's a border, and let's see what else there is. I'm going to go ahead and click on the white area right here. Okay. There it is right there. I just turned off the background for the widgets. Okay, this is what Firebug can allow you to do, and it tells you right here where the style sheet is located, so you can go edit it, and it tells you what line number in the style sheet to edit. So you need to change this background color on line 959 in the style sheet in that location. Okay, this is Firebug Inspector. So that allowed me to turn off the background in my home widgets. So now that gives it a different look. That's kind of cool. Okay, just like the Colophon widget, no background color. Okay, so now I can add text in there, and each widget, I could basically have each widget a different color if I wanted to, or coordinate the color with this button or with something else on the web page. Okay, so it gives you some flexibility there. Let's see, what if I didn't want the little border around my widgets? Right there. It says right here, border, widget wrapper. Let's turn that off. Okay, I just turned off the borders around my widgets. Okay, look at that. No more border around the widgets. No more background color and no more border. Okay, so these are just some of the things you can do with widgets, with Firebug and FireFTP. A couple of tools for your browser. I'm sure other browsers have tools as well, but I use Firefox, so I use Firebug and FireFTP to help me locate and play around with different things. So I can turn the background back on. Background's back on. I can turn the border back on. There's the border. Okay. Now the border is back around the Colophon widgets. Alright. So hopefully this was helpful. Now what if you wanted to reduce the space right here, this white space? I get a lot of people asking about that. This big gap right here. Okay, right here, featured title. I right-clicked on that white area. I inspected it with Firebug, and down here in the Tools panel, it's telling me right here, the featured title has a padding at the top of 40 pixels. Okay, keep your eye on this area here while I adjust this padding at the top. Okay, see it moved up. Okay, let's go to 20. Let's go to 10. Okay, let's go to 0. Okay, so I completely removed that gap above the title. Okay, now if I'm gonna make it about 20. There we go, or maybe 10. Okay, and now this change is not permanent. It's just temporary, and you're doing it through the inspector of with Firebug. So you have to go to the actual style sheet and go to the line number and change this particular parameter like you're doing right here, but this allows you to get a preview of what your change will do. So it speeds up the process tremendously and gives you an idea of what you're doing. Okay, so let's leave that at 10, and then let's look at this gap down here at the bottom. I'm going to right click on that and go here, and now look here, it says featured, and this whole box here is called the featured area in the style sheet, and the padding at the bottom is 40. So let's see what we can do about this gap here. I'm going to change this in the inspector to 30. See how it shrunk? 20, 10. Let's do 0. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave that at 0. So now I just took the gap out of the bottom of the main content area, the white space, and I reduced it at the top. And using Firebug, I know where I have to go to make that change and make it permanent. Okay, you'll have to make the change in the style sheet, in the child theme, hopefully in the child theme. You should be working in a child theme, but you would go to your style sheet in the child theme and make that change and save it on your server so that it's permanent. Okay, so some neat little tricks and some ways to modify your site and use the widgets, and also get rid of the white space, the big gap at the top of your page. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, contact me at my website. And thanks for tuning into my channel. Alright, thanks.